Right. So previous class, we started discussing space vector. My voice is audible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So previous class, we started discussing space vector modulation, right? So we will repeat this for a brief period of time, right? So here, space vector modulation, it is in case of sine PWM techniques, what normally do is each phase is separately controlled, right? But in case of space vector modulations, all the three phases are controlled together. All the three phases are controlled together in a vector form. So it is normally not implemented. This SVM is not possible to implement by using this digital, by using analog platform. So we cannot implement this. So SVM is not possible to implement in analog circuits. So only way to implement is by using digital circuits such as DSP, digital signal processors, or FPGA. So by using this only, so we can implement these. There's a lot of computations. So as already we discussed, right? So here, so how it is achieved these space vectors? So that is we need to understand the first 180-degree operation. So already we did these things already studied, right? So this is the line voltage in case of 180 degree, and it is corresponding load phase voltages. Load phase voltages. So you already studied this, and this is corresponding to 561, right? And this is corresponding to 612. This is 123. Again, it is 234, and this is 345, and here it is 456, and again it is 561, right? So this is the switching labels. So we already discussed these things, right? Since when we are defining two switching states, one is the P state, and we define zero switching state. So P switch is the upper switch is on, right? And zero switch state is the bottom switch is on. In other words, the upper switch is off, right? So P means upper switch on, and zero means upper switch off or bottom switch on, right? So based on that, we define the switching states like P00, right? PP0, 0P0, 0PP, something like that we defined, right? So based on that, we achieved 8 switching states. So 8 switching states, that is 2 to the power of 3. So here the 2 is number of levels in the output voltage or number of states, that is P state and 0 state, and this 3 is corresponding to 3 phase. Okay, so this is the number of state space or number of voltage levels, right, or number of switching states. So we define this one. So we have 8 switching states. So here that is starting from so P00, PP0, 0P0, 0PP, 00P, and P0P. And we have these two switching states where all the upper switches are on and all the bottom switches are on, right? PPP and 000. Okay. So here, right. So we converted this one so that phase voltages or load phase voltages. We converted the load phase voltages in alpha beta reference frame, right? By using alpha beta reference frame, so we converted the load phase voltages. So we obtained this one V alpha V beta. This is equal to some constant. So we selected 2 by 3, and we assume that so it's a balanced supply. So therefore that V0 term is 0. So we have this root 3 by 2 and minus root 3 by 2, and we have this V. It may be a pole voltages or it may be a phase voltages. It may be or load phase voltages, right? So now we consider this, right? So based on that, so for example, for switching state P0, so we define this V alpha V beta, right? So here this resultant of these two, that will be a vector. So that is V alpha plus J into V beta. So here these three-phase signals are now converted to two-phase signals. So with 90 degrees phase shift. Three-phase signals are converted to two-phase signals with 90 degrees signals, means 90 degrees phase shift. So when you have two-phase, right? So if you have only alpha beta, so you can use the orthogonal components. It is orthogonal components, right? So it is you got the resultant. So by using this, right? So if you want this magnitude of this one, so simply do this V alpha square plus V beta square. So that gives you the magnitude of this one, right? So here once you obtain this, so we need to obtain the corresponding space vectors, right? The vector for this V1. So V1, so this is corresponding to P00, right? So that is corresponding to the switching state. This switching state that is corresponding to 612 switching state, right? So when you have this 612 switching state, right? So what is there, that VA0 or this V pole voltage or this line voltage VAN, right? So how it is defined, VAN. So this is one, this is the state, right? So at this time, this voltage is 2 by 3 VD. At the same time, B phase voltage is minus minus VS by 3, and this voltage is also minus VS by 3, right? Substitute this one. So this is 2 by 3 VS. VBN is minus 1 by 3 Vs, and VCN is minus 1 by 3 Vs, right? So you need to substitute in this matrix, right? And after that, we need to find out V alpha, V beta, and V alpha of t. So we need to substitute in this expression. So once this is done, so we found out that, so we obtained that is 2 by 3 times, that is V1. So it is a vector, right? So it is obtained as Vd or Vs e to the power of j0. Okay, clear? Similarly, we need to obtain V2, V3, V4, and V5. So once this is done, right? Once this is done, so we are arranged this in the space vector, right? We are arranged in the space which is rotating in some radians, right? So this is corresponding to V1 vector. This is 2 by 3 Vd e to the power of j0, right? So this is V2 vector, that is j to the power of pi by 3, and this is 2 pi by 3, and this is 3 pi by 3, this is 4 pi by 3, and this is 5 pi by 3, right? So we are also so we have two more vectors, that is PPP and 000. So it will produce an output voltage of 0. So therefore we kept it at the center, right? So here we have total 8 vectors, right? 8 vectors in the space diagram. So out of these, 6 are active vectors. That means they have some finite amount. So whereas 2, so there are null vectors or 0 vectors. So all these 8 vectors are stationary, so they will not move, right? So all these 8 vectors are stationary. So including these 6, all are stationary. Okay. So once you formulated this space, this is known as space vector diagram. So once you formulated this one, right? So there means you want to control the output voltage, right? So we want to control the output voltage. So that output voltage, in case of sine PWM technique, so you require a modulating signal, right? It may be in the form of MA sine omega t, right? So that means it's basically it is a sine wave. Clear? So in case of vector form, if you are defining in vector form, right? So this one will become a rotating one. If this is the magnitude, so in case this is the magnitude and this is rotating in this direction, right? So both are same. So one is time domain and the other one is in frequency domain, right? You know these things, right? So one is rotating, means one is a traveling waveform and the other one is a rotating waveform. So both are same. So now we want to control the output voltage of the inverter. So what we had, we defined this V reference, right? So this is corresponding to the modulating signal of a sine PWM technique, right? So here, so this one is rotating. So this is a rotating vector, a rotating space vector. So this is a rotating space vector. So what is its speed? So the speed is angular speed is omega, and we defined it as 2 pi f. So where f is the fundamental frequency, we can replace this with 2 pi f1. So f1 is the fundamental frequency of the modulating signal. Clear? So here this angular displacement, that is theta. So theta is integration of this omega dt. Clear? So when this vector V reference is rotating, or when it is completed one cycle, right, or 360 degrees, so that means that is equivalent to one cycle of modulating signal. So that is equivalent to one cycle of modulating signal. Right, its magnitude that decides the magnitude of the output voltage, V reference magnitude that decides the magnitude of output voltage, and its speed of rotation, that is omega, so that decides the fundamental frequency, so that means by changing the magnitude and the speed of this and the velocity of this V reference waveform, V reference vector, so we can control both the magnitude and the frequency, right? After that, we describe, or we inscribed one circle inside this hexagon. So inside this hexagon, so we define one circle, right? So what is the radius of that circle? What is the radius of that circle?
Vs by root 3.
VM by root 3.
So the radius is Vs by root 3, right? So we also defined the MA, right? So we defined MA equal to 1. So that corresponding to the V reference, right? That is V reference is Vs by root 3. So we define this one. So after that, we derived that we will obtain the voltage of by using the space vector modulation, the maximum line voltage, right? The maximum line voltage RMS value, that is fundamental RMS value. So that is 0.707 times V source voltage, right? So that is, if you compare with sine triangle PWM, it is 15.6%. So greater than this, right? When compared to sine PWM. So you already discussed in the previous class, right? Okay. So this is the main advantage with sine PWM, right? With lesser voltage, so we can obtain some more output on the AC side. Clear? So this is the maximum output voltage that is in the linear range, right? So once it is crossed, that means this one, right? So during this region, so this is corresponding to MA equal to 1, right? So this is over modulation region, right? This region is over modulation region. So once even it crosses this hexagon, so then the output voltage is equal to 0.78 Vs. So that is the voltage that obtained from the square wave operation or quasi square wave operation or 180-degree mode. So this is the maximum voltage so one can achieve. Okay. From 0.0 to 0.707 Vs, that is linear range, right? So from 0.707 to 0.78, so that is non-linear range, because at some portion of times, so you have only switching at this point, right? Okay, we'll discuss that in later classes about that. So once this is done, right, so we define the stationary space vectors, and also we define the rotating space vectors. So that is the resultant one. So once this is done, right, so once this is done, we need to implement the PWM technique. So we need to implement the PWM technique. So for that, so what we have to do is, so whatever that circle, for example, this is the V reference circle. Okay, so assume that this is the V reference circle, right? And V reference magnitude, I assumed it is Vs by root 3. I assumed as it is Vs by root 3, right? So here we need to implement the PWM also, right? So what we have to do is we need to obtain this magnitude. So what we have to do is, so we will divide this one, or this, we will divide this circle into several samples, right? So here the number of samples that are equal to the number of carriers in the sine PWM techniques. If you assume it is a 1 kilohertz, right, carrier, if carrier frequency, if you want 1 kilohertz, so we'll divide this into 1000 parts. So you assume that each time period is Ts, right? The time period of each one is Ts. Clear? So this is Ts period, for example. So this is Ts period. So in this Ts period, so what we have to do is, so every sample of Ts, we need to obtain the volt second for this. That is, we need to calculate V reference into this Ts, right? So that means for every sampling time, so we need to obtain a voltage, right? So we assume that the voltage V reference, so during that period, so that is constant. So during this Ts period, this V reference we assumed as constant. So even though it is changing some minutely, right? Because so it has to touch at this point, and the other point we have to touch here, right? So we assume that this V reference is constant during the Ts period, and we need to obtain a output voltage. That means a volt second V reference into Ts, right? So here this V reference is changing from, since it is rotating, it is changing from one sector. We divided this one into 6 sectors that we already discussed. So this is sector 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So we have 6 sectors, and this V reference is changing from one sector to other sector. So once this is done, so if we assume that, let us assume that this V reference is in sector 1. This V reference is in sector 1. Right. So based on
Sir,
this sector 1, yes.
hello. Why has it
Yep.
taken TB by TS? Can you please explain that?
We'll explain now.
Yeah.
This is in sector 1, right? So in case of sector 1, so this is the voltage, right? So we want this one V reference into this TS. We need a volt second of V reference into TS, right? So here if you notice that, so this V reference vector, so that depends on, we have to write this one in terms of this V1 and V2 and V0. Actually this 0, it will not produce any voltage, right? Simply it will produce 0 voltage. So this is used only to reduce the switching losses, right? This is only used to reduce the switching losses. So once this is done, so we need to formulate this one, so that is V reference into TS, right? So this is the resultant vector. So we need to write this one in terms of these stationary vectors, that is V1, V2 and V0. So I assume that to obtain this V reference into TS, this V1 is on for a TA duration, and this is on for TB duration, and this is on for T0 duration, right? So if you on like this, so then I can obtain this V reference into TS. So this is V1 into TA, so V2 into TB, and this is V0 into T0. So all these are vectors. And we also, this TS must be equal to this TA plus TB and T0, right? So this is the resultant, right? So from this, we know the value of V1, right? V1 is 2 by 3 Vd into e to the power of J0, and V2 is 2 by 3 Vd into e to the power of J pi by 3, right? So substitute this one, so you will get the values for TA, TB, and T0, right? So already we discussed this, right? So we will get TA, TB, and T0 values you will get. So this is corresponding to sector 1. right? Similarly, when the waveform, when this V reference is in sector 2, we need to do the same calculations for TA, TB, and T0. So remember, for every TS period, you need to do the calculation, right? So this is for one TS period. So this is the other TS period. So this is, you need to calculate here, you need to calculate here, right? So every TS period, you need to do some calculations, and we have to obtain this TA, TB, and T0. Clear? So why it is like this? So this is V reference, right? Okay. So what its magnitude? This is composed of this V reference is, this is the resultant of these two vectors, right? So this is 1 and this is 2, right? So what, this is V1, right? So what its value? So this V1 is on for, what is this one? This vector is, what is this vector? It is simple,
V
right?
reference
It is
cos
TA
theta.
by TS into V1, right? In terms of type, it is TA by TS into V1. Similarly, this is TB by TS into V2. Clear? If this entirely, if TS into V1, this is simple, right? This V reference into TS, right? So that is also equal to some TA into V1, right? If you assume this others are 0, that means TB and T0 is 0. So that means this component is just simply, this is TS, this simply, this V1 is TA by TS into this V reference, right? Clear? So we have this, right? So when you're writing this one, so we assume that this is 0, right? So when you're drawing this means horizontal component. So this simply, this time period is TA by TS into V1, and this other one is TB by TS into V2. Clear? So every time we need to calculate this TA, TB, and T0. So next thing is, right, so we have this sample time, that is TS. So we have this next sample time TS, right? So this sample time TS, so this is equivalent to, right, this is important, this is equivalent to one carrier and modulating signal interaction in sine PWM technique. Okay, so this is equivalent to one carrier signal and modulating signal interaction in three phase modulation. That means you have one carrier and three modulating signals, right? So here, whatever that is happening in sine PWM technique, the same should happen in during this TS period. That means TS period, you need to obtain this A phase voltage, B phase voltage, and C phase voltage. Okay. So what we have to do is, it must be equivalent. This must be equivalent to sine PWM. So that means you have to obtain A phase voltage, A phase pole voltage, B phase pole voltage, and C phase pole voltages. So what we have to do is, so we have to divide this TS such that you can obtain all the, so we already discussed this, right? So this is how this time period TA is there when it is in this first 0 to 30 degrees, and this is 30 to 60 degrees, right? So how this TA and TB are varying, so in terms of this, so this already discussed, right? So when it is in 0 to 30 degrees, it is having a influence of, it is having a more influence on this V1. So when it is changing from 30 to 60 degrees, so it is a stronger influence from this V2 vector, right? So when it is exactly 30 degrees, so both TA and TB are same. So that already we discussed, right? Right. So this is TS period. So this is TS period. Up to this point, the procedure is same, right? The implementation of space vector and whatever what we have done, right? Calculation of TA, TB, and T0. The procedure is same. So after this point, right? So our objective is to produce. Our objective is to produce a controlled three-phase output voltage with reduced harmonic, means with reduced THD, right, and reduced switching losses. So from this, there are several algorithms are there, more than 500 to 1000 algorithms are implemented so far, right? So everyone, so whatever they are implemented, right, so their objective is to Their objective is to increase the output voltage, reduce the switching losses, and improve the total harmonic distortion. So that is their objective. So here during this TS period, so we need to obtain all the pole voltages or load phase voltages. Okay, and moreover, the switching losses must be reduced. So here we are using we have developed two constraints. The first one is when it is changing from one switching state in a sector, in one sector, when it is changing from one switching state to other switching state. So that means when it is changing from, for example, it is changing from P00 to PP0, right? So there must be one change in the, there must be one switching change, right? So here I assume that earlier it is switching state is, this is corresponding to switching state 561, right? So this corresponding to not 561. So this is corresponding to 612, and this is corresponding to 123. So in 180-degree mode of operation, this is corresponding to 612, and this is corresponding to 123. So what it means, when it is changing from 612 to 123, right? So what we have to see is there must be only one change in the output voltage, right? So here this P phase, that is A phase, is remain same, and this C phase is also remain same. So only change that is occurred is B phase. So earlier B phase upper switch is off, so now this upper switch is on, right? So when it is changing from one switching state to another switching state in one sector, so there must be only one change. And the second constraint is when it is changing from one sector to another sector, right? So that means one first 60 degrees is over, and it is changing from the second 60 degrees, that is that means 60 to 120 degrees, that is it is moving to sector 2. That means when it is moving from sector 1 to sector 2, so there must be no change in the switching frequency. That means there is no change in the switching state. That means it is 0 0 0, right? That is the end of sector 1. In sector 2 it must start with 0 0 0, right? If sector 1 is ended with P00, so that means sector 2 must start with P00. That means there is no switching change in this when it is changing from one sector to other sector, right? So simple. So when it is within one sector, so there must be one switch change, and when it is changing from one sector to other sector, so there will be a change of, there will be no change in the switching, right? So here our objective is to obtain all the phase voltages, right? So here we divided this into, we obtained this one, the 7-segment switching sequence. This is generally followed in classical. So this is known as classical SVM, right? After that there are a lot of alternatives are there, right? So this is classical SVM. So we divide this TS into 7 segments. So why we are dividing this into 7 segments? So when we are dividing this 7 segment only, so we'll obtain this one. This is A phase voltage, this is B phase voltage, and C phase voltage, right? If you notice that there is only one change. In B phase you have only one change. In C phase you have only one change. If you follow something other pattern, right, you may get, for example, so this is same thing, right? So I followed another pattern. If you notice that in A phase you have one switching, right? But in B phase you have 3 switchings, and C phase you have another switching, right? So here you have one switching here, and you have 3 switchings, and you have only one switching here, right? So normally in sine PWM technique, right, if you know that, so every phase, A phase, B phase, or C phase, for this year, for every carrier you have only one switching, right? So that means this is extra, right? So this is extra switching. So this extra switching increases the switching losses. Okay, so several researchers are working on this one. So after doing a lot of work, so they understand that, so we need to divide this into 7 parts, right? So we need to divide this into 7 parts, And so what we have to do is TA is divided to two parts, and TB two parts, and TC or T0 we divide into three parts. Right. So first we need to place this off of this T0. We need to place off of this T0, and remaining off, that is T remaining off we divide it into two parts. So that is T0 by 4 and T0 by 4. Okay. So we place this zero pulse. We place this zero pulse at T0 by means at the center, off of that in center, and rest of thing we divide it into two parts, and it is placed at the right hand side and the left hand side. Clear? So here TA we divided into half parts, two parts, that is one TA by 2 here and another TA by 2, right? So we want that symmetrical output, right? So half of here placed here and half of this placed here, and TB by 2 is placed here and remaining TB by 2 is placed here. So that means to obtain this V reference into TS, right, first what we have to do is, first we need to implement this is T0 by 4, right? So that is corresponding switch state is 0, 0, 0. So first we need to turn on this one, right? So we need to implement this 0, 0, 0. After that, right, this is corresponding to TA by 2, right? So that is corresponding to V1 vector, and its switching state is P0, 0. Okay, and this is corresponding to V2, and its switching state is PPP or PP0, and this is PPP and PP0, and this is something like that, right? So here if you notice that, right, so this is zero switching state. Actually this zero switching state, it will not produce any voltage, right? It will not produce any voltage, just this zero switching is used to reduce the switching losses and to fill that, so whatever that is left, right? So this is 0, 0, 0. We start with 0, 0, 0, and this is V1. Only A phase is changed, right? So here only A phase is changed. Similarly, when it is moving from V1 to V2, so only this B phase is changed, and similarly this C phase is changed. Likewise, so this one TS period is completed. Right. So when this is 0, 0, this is the output voltage, and this is corresponding phase voltage. So this is its corresponding phase voltage for A phase. You can easily obtain this one, right? So here this A phase output voltage, if you notice that the first device is on. So here P, A phase here also P, here. So all are P, right? So that means A phase output is VS or VD. Okay. Similarly, this B phase, if you notice that B phase, that is 0 here. In case of B phase 0, 0, this is 0 here. So how this voltage is obtained, right? So you can see here. So this is 0, 0, 0, right? If you notice that this is A0, that is A P, 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 this is P, right? So that means in A phase, during this period of time, this is P. So that means its output voltage is something like this, right? So when it is 0, so it is 0. So this is A phase output voltage. Okay, that means the upper switch is on. Similarly, this is B phase, here 0, so here also 0, so therefore 0 output voltage. And here the switch is on, so here also upper switch is on, up to here this upper switch is on, right? So therefore this is B phase output voltage, right? And corresponding C phase, so this is 0 up to here, so therefore you have 0 voltage, and this is what we obtain, right? So if you want this phase voltage, right, that is line voltage, the difference between these two, will gives you the line voltage. So this is line voltage. This is corresponding to 1 TS period. This is corresponding to 1 TS period. In A phase, only one switch is on, right? That means only one pulse in A phase. B phase you have another pulse, and C phase you have only one pulse. Okay. So we divide this TS into 7 parts. So that is known as 7 segment switching sequence. So this is undesirable. So when you're doing this, some extra switchings will be there. So generally this one, so not used. Right. So this is the switching sequence. So far we discussed the switching sequence for sector 1. So when it is sector 2, the switchings are the TS we need to implement with V3 and V2 and V3 vectors, right? So if it is in sector 2, the V reference is influenced by V2, V3 vectors. Similarly, if it is in sector 3, so that is implemented by, means that is depends on V3, V4. Similarly, this is V4, V5 and V5, V6 and V6, V1 in case of sector 6. So this is the complete switching, right? So when it is in sector 1, so this is switching, we need to follow this first one. When it is in sector 2, we have to follow this other one, right? If you notice that when it is changing from sector 1 to sector 2, so this is sector 1 starting and this is sector 1 ending, right? And this is sector 2 starting. If you notice that this is also ended with 0, 0, 0 and it is started with 0, 0, 0. So now one cycle is completed, so you will get the output voltage. So we need to sequentially turn on these switches. That means we need to follow this 0, 0, 0. After that, once the T0/4 period is over, we need to turn on this P0, 0. So how we need to turn on? So that I will show you. So when I explain the simulation in MATLAB. So this is the output voltage corresponding to MA equal to 0.8 and MF, that is frequency modulation index, into 12. So what is this 12 means? What is this 12? So what is its meaning?
Sir, pulse number.
Yeah. So this is pulse number, right? Okay. If you notice that you have 12 pulses, right? So this is corresponding carrier frequency. How much it is? What is the carrier frequency here?
12 times
We
the
assume 50
fundamental.
Hz, right? If you assume that MF, that is fundamental frequency, is 50 Hz, right? So that is 12 times 12 into 5. So how much it is? 600 Hz, right?
600.
Okay. So that means each carrier, that means what is TS here? So it is 1 by 600. Okay. So 1 by 600 seconds. That means whatever that circle is there, right? So that circle is divided into 600 parts. Okay. So this is the output voltage. Right, it look like same as sine PWM, and this is corresponding phase voltage, and this is the corresponding current, right? They may taken as RL load. Okay, and this is its harmonic spectrum. So this is its harmonic spectrum. So when you are doing this, right? So what is the disadvantage is, if you notice that you will get even order harmonics. So this is corresponding to 10, right? This is corresponding to some 15, right? So here the disadvantage with this one, with 7 segment, whatever we discussed, right? 7 segment switching sequence, there is advantage of reducing the switching losses. Okay. So the disadvantage with this method is you will get even order harmonics. Okay. So you will get even order harmonics. This 7 segment switching sequence is one of the method out of this 500 or 600 methods. So this is one method. Okay. So that is classical and industrial. Most of the industries, when they implement that, they follow that method only. Right. There advantage with that method, that is simple. Industry always prefer simple methods, right? The problem is whenever there is something wrong, right, it is difficult to repair that. So therefore most of the industries still they use the sine PWM technique, even though this SVM is having some greater advantage. So when compare the sine PWM, so but then they don't want to prefer this SVM. Okay, so why? Because so when something is wrong, right, because say sine PWM is known to everyone, right? If you have some problem is there, it is easy to identify. Whereas in SVM, whatever this program that is stored in processor, so every time you need to So give a pulse. If something goes wrong, right? So it is difficult to see inside and repair that. So most of the industry they will not go. So when you want a precise operation, and if you want to increase the output voltage, nowadays they're moving to this SVM. Okay. So this is corresponding this disadvantage with this method is, so we have this even order harmonics, right? So we have this even order harmonics in this method. So that even order harmonics can be overcome by like this. Okay. This is sector 1, right? So this sector 1, so we already discussed that the switching sequence it start from 0002 and this is end at 000, right? So in sector 1, so what we have to do is we divided this into two parts, right? So we divided this sector 1 into two parts. So one is 30 degrees. So I assumed as this is 1, right? That is A, already given, right? So this is A and this is B. So each sector we need to divide it into two parts. In first part, right, that is in A, when it is 0 to 30 degrees, we have to use one switching sequence, and in second part, so we need to use another switching sequence. So we defined two switching sequence, that is type A sequence and type B sequence, right? So in sector 1, so we need to divide this one into two parts. In first 0 to 30 degrees, we have to follow type A sequence, and from 30 to 60 degrees, we need to follow type B sequence. Similarly, this is for sector 2, like this, right? Clear? So now we will see what is type A and type B switching sequence. So this is the one that is originally implemented, right? So previous one we discussed when it is in switching, when it is in sector 1, right? So this is corresponding to sector 5, right? Earlier it is this same example, right? So this is starting with 000, ending with 000. Clear? So this is the what we discussed for the 7-segment switching sequence. But the difference is, this is the example I took the vector. This is corresponding to V4 and V5, right? So when V4 and V5 will come, so this is V4 and V5, right? So that means the switching sequence is corresponding to sector 4. So this switching sequence is corresponding to sector 4, right? So earlier the example is given for sector 1, so now it is given for sector 4. So that's why we have this V5 and V4. So here it is 000, and this is the corresponding output voltage in case of sector 4, right? This is A phase, B phase and C phase, right? So this is the normal one. Type A is normal one, that is what it is started with 000 and ended with 000. And this type B, this is for first 0 to 30 degrees, for the rest of 30 to 60 degrees, right? In sector, this sector 4 corresponding to, right? This example is for sector 4. So here, this will start with PPP and it is end with PPP, right? The same thing, it is starting with PPP and it is ending with PPP, right? So if you notice that, so it is 000 starting with 000, right? So here from 00, right, we have two options, right? Either we can, if you want, what will happen if you interchange this V4 and V5? Can anyone tell what will happen if we interchange this V4 and V5?
Two switching changes occurs.
Right. If we interchange that one, right, two phases are affected, right? Okay. Two phases are affected. If you notice that this is V0, right? So V0 maybe you can use 000 also. But we used PPP, right? So why use PPP? So why we used PPP?
Only one switching state, I mean, one
So when
phase is
if you
changing.
select 0, 0, 0, right? So that means two phases are again affected, right? Okay. So now we use PPP. So now you understand the advantage of this zero vectors, right? So either you can use 0, 0, 0 or PPP, right? So this algorithm is intelligent. We need to intelligently place the switching, right? So you have two options. Either you can use 0, 0, 0 or PPP, right? So the disadvantage when you use 0, 0 is it will affect the two phases. That means the extra switching will be there, right? That means we have to carefully select so that to minimize the switching losses. Okay. So that means you start with 0, 0, 0. At middle you have this PPP and this is 0, 0, 0. In sector 4, in the second part, when you are implementing this type B, so type B it should be start with 0, 0, 0, right? If you use the same V5, right? So what is the disadvantage? That means it will change two phases. That is A phase and B phase is changed, right? So therefore, we just first we start with V4 and after that we start with V5. Clear? And we have this 0, 0, 0 here and it is ended with PPP. Is clear? Is clear? Is clear? So in type A, it is starting with 0 to 0, 0, 0, 2 and end at 0, 0, 0. And type B switching, it is starting from PPP to end at PPP, right? So now this is the transition, right? So transition, when it is changing from type A sequence to type B sequence, right? So what is the change in the output voltage? Means how many switches are affected? So here also it is
Please.
producing zero voltage, right? So here also changing zero voltage. If you notice that, so there will be three extra switchings. Okay, you got this point? So here earlier from 0 to 30 degrees, at the end of 30 degrees, the switch state is 0, 0, 0, right? So when it is starting moving from 30 degrees onwards, so next switching sequence is type B switching sequence we need to select, right? So when it is changing from type A switching sequence to type B switching sequence, all the three phases are affected. All the three phases are affected. Clear? So what is the extra switching? So how many switches are affected now? So there we have three extra switches, right? Clear? Three extra switches, right? That means
Yes, sir.
three extra. The frequency of switching is increased by 3, right? 3 times. Okay? Clear? So normally within 0 to 60, when it is changing from one sector to other sector, there should be no change in the switching, right? So here this is ended at 0 PPP, right? So it is ended at PPP. Clear? Right. So this point, for example, it started as 0, 0, 0 and it is ended at PPP. Right. So next one, what we have to select here. So again, this first sector is over, right? So what we have to select here. So what you will select 0, 0, 0 you will select or PPP you will select. So it's already PP, it is ended with PPP, right? So that means you can select PPP here, right? And this is 0, 0, 0 and this is again 0, 0, 0 and this is PPP, not P, right? Okay, this is PPP and this is 0, 0, 0 and this is 0, 0, 0 and this is PPP, PPP and this is 0, 0, 0. Clear? It's clear? So what you understand that, so when it is changing from type A switching sequence to type B switching sequence, all the three phases are affected. But when it is changing from one sector to other sector, so there is no change, right? So it is the end of sector 1, right? So this is the start of sector 1. So here there is no change. It started with PPP and so again it is started with PPP. Clear? So only one, what we put two constraints, right? So within one sector, so there is only one change in the switching state. right? So we are violated at this, right? So that switching state, you are violated at this point, and we are violated here. And so where else we are violated? Yeah, you are violated here, you're violated here, right? Okay. So when it is changing from one sequence, one type A sequence to type B sequence, only one page gets affected. It means all the three pages are gets affected. So that means it will increase the switching frequency slightly, right? So it will increase the switching frequency. So how much increase? So that is equal to, that is happening, this is 3 times, right? So you have 3 switchings, right? So that is happening for every fundamental frequency. The increase in the switching frequency is 3f1. Okay, so f1 is the fundamental frequency. It's clear? So 3 is all the 3 switches are changing, right? That means all the 3 phases are changing. So that is 3. So that is happening for every, cycle, right? So therefore the extra switching, so that is 3 into f1. So here by using this, that even order harmonics are eliminated. I think this figure is not there. Somehow I missed that figure. Right, I think that figure is missed. I will show you in the textbook. The screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
I missed that figure, maybe I deleted. This is the same thing what we discussed, right? The type A switching, and it start from 0, 0, 0. It is ended here. Right. So this is the switching, right? The complete switching. So again, it start from 0, 0, 0. Right, it's end at 0, 0, 0. So you have 1A and 1B is there, right? So 1A, 1B means this is first 30 degrees and the subsequent 30 degrees. And similarly, this is sector 2, 2A, 2B, 3A, 3B. So it is starting from 0, 0, 0. And it is starting here. This is ending at 0, 0, 0. And it's starting at PPP. Right. Okay. So this is what we implemented. So we had to complete this one for all the up to the sector 6B. So this is the extra switching, right? So this is the extra switching for this. And I will show you the waveforms. Yeah. So these are the waveforms. These are the experimental results. So this is the line voltage and corresponding phase voltage. Right. If you notice that you have this fifth order harmonics 7, 13, 17, 23, 35. So all these even order harmonics are eliminated. So all the even order harmonics are eliminated here. So this is corresponding to TS, right? That is 720 seconds, right? That means what is MF here? What is MF? This is 720 Hz, right? So what is its MF is 720 by 60. So that is around 12. 12, right? Yeah, 12. So this is corresponding to MF equal to 12 and MA, so that is 0.8. So this is what we obtained. Okay. So earlier you have this even order harmonics, right? we have this even odd harmonics. So we have even order harmonics, right? This is corresponding to 8, 10, 14, 16, 23, 29, 34, and all. Some even order harmonics are present, right? So by using slightly changing that, right? So we remove those even order harmonics with some extra switching. Okay, with some extra switching. So we sacrifice means we remove those even order harmonics. Okay. The extra switching is also very low, right? That is 3 times the fundamental frequency. So RD3 switches are changing. So therefore, that is okay with that. Okay, clear? So this is about the space vector modulation. So we have the discontinuous SVM is also there. So that we will discuss when we discuss three level SVM. After that we will discuss. Right. So this SVM is evolved. So sine PWM technique. So there is only one method, right? So whereas SVM we already discussed. So it is continuously evolving, right? So even now we are getting some papers on some research publications on this SVM, but either they're trying to reduce the switching or they're trying to increase output voltage. Okay, there is no single method that is available for this SVM, right? Okay, clear? The I taught from this book only, right? There are several papers are there. It's for at this stage it's difficult to understand for you, right? So I confine it to this book only. Okay, even though the better version of this SVM is available, so even the still better version of this one is available, but for that there is no proper books or proper publications are there, not there. So I confine to this method only. So there is another method, I think that is Kimsul algorithm. Okay, Kimsul algorithm that you may study in your lab. In your lab, you may study in your lab. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Some evening time we will discuss this simulation, how to do the simulation, and how to calculate the TA, TB, and TC, and how to generate the firing signals. Okay. So then only you will understand. So otherwise it's difficult. Okay. You have any doubts on this? You have any doubts?
Sir,
Yeah.
for even order harmonic elimination, we use any of the type of sequence or both the sequence we use.
No, we need to use both sequence. Okay.
Okay, both the sequences
Both
simultaneously.
sequence. Not simultaneously. One by one we have to use.
One by one, one after the.
First 30 degrees we have to use. We have to start from 0, 0, 0, and after once it is completed, so from 30 to 60 degrees we have to change the sequence. We have to start from PPP, right? Okay.
One after the other, we have to keep using it.
Yeah.
Okay.
See this algorithm. See up to that once you have calculated the TS, right? So after that you have to choose your means based on your intelligence only. You have to select the switching. Okay. So that's why. So there are more than 500 to 1,000 methods are there. Okay. That's why. Okay. So everyone having the different approach. Clear? So previous class we discussed sine PW. Anyone has implemented that? You have all MATLABs, right? Anyone implemented those? We discussed sine PW, unipolar, bipolar, and all, right? Yes, if you implement, so then only you will understand. Okay. See, this SVM is there, right? It is difficult to understand the theory. Okay, in one, even though if you studied this for 10 times or 100 times, right? It's even difficult. Okay, you are still how that PPP we have to give, how to generate that TATB TCR calculator, how to split the circle into several parts, right? Still, it's even though if you study for 100 times, it is difficult to analyze. So once you start implement, so then only you will understand. Okay, the same thing for sine PWM also. So try to implement that one by one. So whatever we discussed, clear? Okay. If you have no doubts, I will turn off.
Sir, can you give a statement regarding undermodulation and overmodulation?
Mm-hmm.
Can you give a
Undermodulation.
single statement, undermodulation and overmodulation?
See, undermodulation is simply if MA is less than 1, right? So that is undermodulation. So overmodulation, if MA is greater than 1, that is overmodulation. So undermodulation, it is
Okay.
normally operate in linear. See here, see there are some complications in defining this MA. Okay, some books may follow some different methods. I will explain that. Right. So we know that, right. So there are two MAs actually. This is one is small MA, another one is capital MA. Okay. Right. So don't confuse the small MA. Right. It is defined from sine PWM method. So this is this MA. So that is defined from 180-degree mode of operation. Okay. So in case of the sine PWM, not what normally defined is when it is changing from 0 to 612 times this output voltage, this MA, we normally assume that is changing from 0 to 1, right? This is so far we studied, right? Right, its maximum voltage 0.78. So in that case, this MA is greater than 1, right? This is how we define, right? Okay. So when it is changing from output 0.6 to 0.78, in that case, this modulation index is greater than 1. Clear?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is how normally that is defined, right? So in some of these research papers, they define MA, right? So how this defined MA, when the output voltage changes from 0 to 0.78 Vs, so in that case, this capital MA, that is changes from 1 to, so that is 0 to 1. Okay, 0 to 1. So that means corresponding to sine PWM technique. So what is its linear range? So in this case, this linear range, small MA, that is linear range is 0 to 1, right? That is corresponding to 612, right? So what is its corresponding value? So that is 0.612 divided by 0.78, right? So how much you will get? So that is corresponding to its linear range. Okay, they restricted that MA to 1. So in this case, you will get 0.612 divided by 0.78. So something like, so here you also will get 0.78. That means, so here this linear, if it is capital MA, so it's varying from 0 to 0.78. So that is equivalent to small ma changes from 0 to 1. Okay, it's clear?
Okay, sir.
So
Okay,
don't
sir.
be confused that, right? Whatever you just neglect, whatever you studied. Okay, so MA can be defined two ways. One is the sine PWM technique, or from a 180-degree mode of operation, right? Okay, so it is somewhat
Okay, sir.
confusing. That's why we always follow based on sine PWM technique that is widely accepted, right?
Okay, sir.
Clear?
Thank you, sir.
So if you have no doubts, I will turn off. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.